Good morning. How is everyone today? It's Sunday. It's December. It's snowed. Well, it snowed, but there's snow on the ground. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual director here, and it's a joy to have you join us this morning. We're going to kick it off with this song that is by my favorite band these days, A Great Big World. Shall we do this? All right.
Right in front of me.
All right. Burnett on lead vocals. Oh, so we come here as a spiritual community every Sunday morning, and it seems I have a lot of energy always every Sunday morning. How are you feeling today? Awesome. We do come here as a spiritual community, and we teach one thing and one thing only, and that is love. Love only. Love only. Well, we teach three things according to our vision statement. Love only. Forgive everything and remember who you are. But the core of all of that, at the end of the day, is love. If we are living in love and allowing only love to guide our way, guide our path, and guide our vision, then everything else takes care of itself. So let's celebrate that today. What do you say? Yeah. All right. We have beautiful souls in this center who are here to be of service, and they have trained themselves to know the truth, to know in consciousness the infinite truth that there is only love, and that love is the most healing thing that we can engage in, no matter what, no matter what. And it is my pleasure to be able to bring them up here and let them share their inspired wisdom with this community. So please welcome our practitioner of the day today, Lena DeSanto.
I want to be able to see everybody. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see all of you. Old friends, new friends, welcome, everybody online. And happy Sunday, week before Christmas. So for today's talk, I have to go into my memory bank and think, okay, what's the theme? And the theme that came up was, it's L&L. And then I'm like, love them and lose them? I'm like, oh, no, I think that's a theme of another story. So, and yet when I was thinking about it, it totally ties in with today's talk, but you'll see. So we all have stories, and they make us who we are. And it's the life that we've created for ourselves. So the theme today, as stated by the Global Center for Us, the let me say that again. The Center for Spiritual Living, Global, is we believe that the universal spirit, which is God, universe, divine energy, operates through a universal mind, which is the law of God, or as I like to call it, the law of good. In short, L&L, love and law. So I got it this time. Sometimes my brain gets a little scrambled, but it's love and law. So love leads the way, and the law makes it possible. And this universal mind that we are a part of and have access to by use of our individual mind is limitless. How we use it creates our lives. This is a huge topic. There's many, many books, and Wayne Dyer's Change Your Thoughts, Change Your Life comes to mind. Working with the Law, that was just a course that was taught here by Raymond Hollywell. The Law of Attraction, many books written on the Law of Attraction by several authors. And what it comes down to for me is, am I using the law constructively or destructively? I know that it's driven by my beliefs, the thoughts I have, the feelings and emotions that arise, right down to the words that I speak and the actions that I take. A lot. But all of this contributes to creating my life. And at one point, that was a little bit challenging to think about. And some days it still is. When I look around at my life and wonder, what was I thinking? I created this? But the good news is that I know that if I don't like what I see, I'm always a choice to change it. When I stop to think of a couple of scenarios, I can see both sides operating in my life. It all exists. So I decided a while ago that I needed to put some more joy in my life because I wasn't loving my daily environment. It was draining my energy, and everything is energy. It brought me back to my daily reminder of the word love. And for me, that's lots of vibrant energy. And that's the space that I want to operate from. So I asked, what will bring me more vibrant energy? Music. I need to participate in this area of my life as it elevates my energy. And from this space, reduces the other prevailing negative low energy around me. That seems to take up a lot of my day. So lo and behold, I had a few opportunities come my way as soon as I put it out there that I want music. And so I'm looking on Facebook, choir. The tree lighting ceremony. Our center. I have company. They're coming. Yay. So went to choir. And that was the start. And then I had the opportunity to attend a few Christmas concerts. And then most recently, through Angeline, thank you, Sing for Joy. Went to that last week, where everybody just gathers. You don't have to read music, and you just sing for joy. And that energy just changes everything. And it's so uplifting. And even listening to groups of people sing, for me, I feel it in every fiber and cell of my being. So it really helped. And of course, You know, there's just a few days ago, our Christmas gala with Deck the Halls with love and jolly. And how awesome was that? Just thank you. So all within a short time, because I stated I wanted more joy in my life and music was it, boom, there it was. Then there's the other side of the coin. Ever come home after being stuck in a day of negative energy? What happens? For me, I barely make it up the stairs. I turn on the TV, I crash on the couch, and I decide what's the quickest thing to have for dinner. Best not to have potato chips, cookies, chocolate, or popcorn around during this time. Not the ideal dinner, but trust me, yum's dinner. And then there's another scenario. This is a season of frenzy, as I think of it, shopping for gifts. For one person, I'm buying, and then as I'm buying for that one person, oh, I find something for myself. Wow. Did I really need those 4 pairs of boots because they were on sale? And I'm like, not to worry, most of I thought so at the time, but no, most of them went back already. So busy schedules with holiday party events, which I love to connect with people, and specifically after sitting in front of a computer all day. And finishing off courses that I started during the year and taking a breather, and yet I'm already focusing on what's new for 2017. So here is what happens. With the busyness, it's no wonder that life just unfolds. And when I'm not focused on directing my thoughts, my words, taking the actions based on those focused thoughts, then I get what's running in my subconscious mind, those automatic deep-rooted habits or beliefs, like the love 'em and lose 'em that came up at the beginning of the talk, for one, or whatever else. And at this point, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Not really, but I had to change it up, you know, because that's how I switch up my energy. It's like, okay, this isn't working, we'll switch it up. So this is the time when I stop and I reevaluate and know to focus on what I desire or expect in a constructive way. Love leads the way, and the law makes it possible, because the law always says yes. So I do have an affirmation for today, and I'm going to change it from what's in the brochures from we to I, because I feel that when we state it from a place of I, it's a deeper place of conviction. So I'll say it once, and then I'll invite you to say it with me twice. I am guided by love, inspired by truth, and my future will be what I make it. You ready? I am guided by love, inspired by truth. My future will be what I make it. And once more to sell it right within every part of us. I am guided by love, inspired by truth, and my future will be what I make it. Thank you.
Did you make that affirmation, like you didn't know what we were opening with? The future's right in front of me?
No,
Oh, perfect.
no.
They never know what the music is,
No.
so I never tell them. Yeah, but perfect, right?
Right.
Actually, if I'd known you were going to be talking about what a wonderful world, I would have said we should do that. But, you know, it's all perfect. Let's, you know what? Let's say that affirmation one more time. Breathe into it. Really state it with conviction. Do not let it just be, I am guided by love, inspired by truth. No, let's really say it with gusto. Here we go. I am guided by love, inspired by truth, and my future will be what I make it. Keep that in mind. Yes. We do that when we give in, let go, and surrender to love and law. So breathing into this moment, allowing ourselves to be fully receptive to the energy in the room, to the love that is present right here and right now. It's present by means of each and every one of us. I know that this love takes hold and guides our way. Surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. That's the whole song. I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. One more time. I surrender. I trust and I know that as I surrender, I fall into the arms of love. So let's take this place of surrender, allowing ourselves to be fully present in the here and now, surrendering to love, surrendering to light, and be open and receptive to these words of affirmative prayer from Lena.
So all things good are experienced within us. In this space of love, we shine our light brightly to do what is ours to do with ease and grace during this time and every time. Love conquers all. I truly believe that. It is the highest form of energy that is within us. It's the truth of who we are at all times. And it takes seconds to tap into that place, regardless of our external conditions at the time. Love is, and love leads the way, always. I believe in this, I breathe in this, I live from this space to create my life with ease and grace and love and joy. And I encounter it with each and every person that comes before me. Breathing it in, allowing it to settle, knowing that this is our truth. I let it go and I let it be so, and I know that the law simply says yes to love in all forms, in all desires, in all expectations. Yes, thank you. Letting it go, and together we say, and so it is.
I surrender. Here we go. Thank you, Lena.
Oh, I'm floating today. Thank you for that. That was perfect. Just what I needed to hear. It's what I love about our practitioners. They always say what I need to hear. Our featured song today is a song we have done here before, and it is a perfect. It's a perfect song, I think, for this time of year, especially. So I'm just going to leave it to the Queen Street Band. Please welcome Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. You ready? He's still tuning. I'm going to just, he's tuning. He's tuning the guitar. Just trying to, here we go.
What movie is this from? I'm singing.
It's from. Oh, I know.
Anybody else? You're my real, you're my devil.
I just watched it a couple
Elf.
nights ago.
Elf.
It's from Elf. We good? Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band.
And you asked me what I want this year, and I'll try to make this kind and clear. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. 'Cause I don't need boxes wrapped in string and designer love and empty things. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again. And in some small place where we could live, and only you and you can give, and that's faith and trust and peace while we're alive. And if one small child can inspire this world, then there's 10 million more who probably could, if we all just stopped and said a prayer for them. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again. Everyone was loved tonight, and some might stop this endless fight. Just a chance that maybe we'll find better days. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again. So take these words and sing out loud, 'cause everyone is forgiven now. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again. 'Cause tonight's the night the world begins again.
Right. Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. Yes. It's a good song. Love that song. And now I turn it all around. It's funny because I knew the songs we were doing today, and a lot of the songs really are talking about time and the concept of time and how it plays out in our experience. And I wrote down this in my talking points I wrote down today, that I'm starting today in the past. Starting today in the past. I don't usually go to the past. I don't really like to dwell on the past too much, to the degree that it doesn't, that frequently what ends up happening is we will dwell on the past in ways that does not serve us. We'll look to the past for the things that we did wrong, and we'll go, oh, look at what I did wrong. That's going to be with me the rest of my life. And you know what? Yes, it is, if you make that decision. That's really the whole point, is if you make the decision that something from the past is going to be with you the rest of your life, that is going to pull you down for the rest of your life, then it will. That's your decision. That's a decision that we make. And we make this now, I'm not saying that we make this decision knowingly. It can be made below the level of awareness, but we have come to some agreement in our mind that something back there we're going to lug with us for the rest of our days on this experience of life. Oh. But we say in this philosophy all the time, the words of Thomas Troward, principle is not bound by precedent. You're like, what does that mean? A lot of, jargony words. Principle is not bound by precedent. Here's what that means. There is nothing precedent-setting in our past. There is nothing from our past that has any bearing on the infinite truth of love and law. The infinite truth of God, on the infinite truth of that which is creative in our experience. We just decide that it is. We decide that that has precedent in our experience. Let us today, finally let go of that notion that there is anything from back there that has any bearing on who we are right in this moment and moving forward. Breathe into that. Doesn't it feel good? It's like a weight is lifted. It really is. It's like a weight is lifted. And you know what? Here's the next step of that. Even the things that you think are good that you're carrying with you, let them go. Because you know what? Once you let them go, you're opening yourself up to the more good. The lessons you learned. You know what? The book that we teach, which is a lovely book, the book that we teach, sometimes I have to step back and go, I'm letting this go because it's weighing me down. I let it go, and I open myself up now to something new, to be expressed and born by means of me. It doesn't have to be through the words of Ernest Holmes. We are the point at which the infinite spirit is creating right here and right now. And so let us tap into the infinite knower, the infinite mind, the infinite God that is, because we're all part of it. We're not separate from it. Let us truly tap into it and allow it to unfold beautifully. So, like I say, I don't usually invite too much looking back, but today I am going to start with looking in the past, now that I've given you all of that. I want to just invite you to bring to your mind some experience, because this is the lesson that we can learn by looking to the past. Bring to mind some experience from your past. It could be your past from 10 minutes ago. It could be your past from 10 years ago. But bring to mind some experience. Allow yourself to simply relax into a reflection on this experience, whatever it is that has come to mind for you. And as you are allowing this to be a part of your conscious awareness right in this perfect present moment, now take it the step further to look at, and you can do this. People feel like they can't do this sometimes, but you can. Trust me. Look at those thoughts and beliefs that were in alignment from that period that allowed that experience to unfold in that particular way. What was happening in your mind? What was happening in your thought space? What was happening in your belief system? I'm going to reflect publicly on 20 years ago. Come this May of 2017, it will mark 20 years since I moved to New York City to make it on Broadway. And I've been giving this a lot of thought lately about what my experience was 20 years ago, because, we kind of this decade thing, like we make a big deal out of decades, right? So it's like, wow, 20 years ago. Feels like forever. When I say 20 years, I'm like, am I really that old now? Because I'm sure no one ever has that thought, that experience in mind. How is it possible that I could have, an adult memory from 20 years ago? Just strikes me as funny. I finished university with a degree in acting and directing, and I moved to New York City, and I thought, as you do at 20, whatever, how old would I have been, 24, I thought I knew everything, right? I thought I knew everything. I was ready to take on the world, and boy, moving to a big city like New York was a real eye-opener for me. I thought that I was prepared with a technique to become a well-known and respected actor. That I would get there, I would hit it, I would get to all the auditions I wanted, I would make it on Broadway, and that would be that. My career would take off as an actor. And the truth is, it didn't happen that way, because to this day, I've never performed on Broadway. I'm not saying that'll never happen, but I don't really foresee it at this point. And I've come to a real deep resonance in my own heart space that, there's a lot more than just Broadway, and I really did have a lovely career as an actor. It just never included the Broadway scene. But what I recognize is, as I reflect back on that period from 20 years ago, is that I wanted something. Anyone want something? Does anyone want something right now? At that point, I wanted something. I was hungry for something. I was out there, I was like, oh, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to make it work. I'm going to go. And so what do? I get myself into singing. I got myself a vocal coach, and I should say a vocal teacher, because there is a difference between a coach and a teacher. I got myself in with a vocal teacher to really work on my singing voice, which was always quite good. But I had not studied musical theater in college, at university, even though they really wanted me to. There's a whole other story that goes into why I did not study musical theater, which I won't get into now. But I got to New York and I said, I got to get in with a vocal teacher. So I start that process of really engaging in music. And I became very regimented in how I approached the whole music aspect of my life. That I got really engaged in learning music theory, knowing what the notes were, knowing how they all fit together, knowing harmonic structure, all of this stuff, right? And what good did it do me? It was a nice thing to know, but at the end of the day, what good did it do me? Because here's what happened. By regimenting myself, I lost spontaneity. I lost spontaneity. Ernest Holmes says, individuality must be spontaneous. When we lose spontaneity in our experience, we become part of that regimented, robotic-like thing where our lives are just unfolding without any of our own participation. And if there's anything that we teach in this philosophy, is to be spontaneous, to let go of anything that has regimented us, to let go of any what we call race consciousness or a collective consciousness, an idea that we have bought into that a majority of the collective around us believe. We can easily buy into that. Today I'm saying, let it go. Let it go. Can't hold it back anymore. Actually, that's what that song is ultimately about. That song from Frozen. It's a beautiful, brilliant song. It's a brilliant song. And yeah, I have been asked to do it, but it's not an easy song to sing. So I wanted something. I got myself into that place of regimenting myself so that I knew I would be able to get it this way, and this was the path. And what I did in that regimented experience of life is I let go of everything else that was available to me. So I floundered. New York City was a very hard experience for me. I floundered for the 3 years that I lived there. I developed a technique, which is important. I did develop a technique, which allows me to get up here and sing my guts out on a Sunday morning and not lose my voice, not ever have any kind of issue around, so there is a benefit to technique. I want to be really clear. There's a benefit to learning technique. We teach a specific technique for prayer within this philosophy. There's a benefit to knowing that particular technique of prayer because it is taught in that particular way for a specific purpose so that we can experience the highest good. But within the technique, we have to be willing to let it go and be spontaneous, right? Which brings me to this idea. Thursday night was a big step for me because it terrified me. It terrified me. It terrified me because for the first time I really had to let go, let it flow, and trust that I was, really in it, right? And I reflect back on when I first got up there, and they're playing, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I actually have to sing now, in a way that I'm not accustomed to singing, in a much more free flow, like let it happen organically. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen. And you know what? If you mess up the notes, you mess up the notes. And there were some clunkers that night, I will admit. It happens. Fran's like, yes, there were. There were some clunker notes. You know what? It happens. But it's jazz. So the clunker notes, that's just a nice jazz chord, right? It's just a nice jazz chord. Yeah. Yeah, so I had to really let go and step into trust because singing that particular style is not what I have ever done. It was going from this to this for me and living in faith, living in trust. Life is forward moving. Life is forward moving. Life cannot go backwards. The expression and experience of life cannot go backwards. This momentum is what evolution is. And so I got to evolve in front of this community on Thursday night. And it was so much fun. It was so much fun. And I'll tell you, so if I reflect back on it, I got up here, right? And I'm singing my first song, and I'm like, okay. And then I think you probably all might have experienced this with me, because there was a point at which I just went, relax, let go, let fly, let it happen, just let it be. Let us all take that lesson to heart in our lives, because how frequently do we walk into situations, I'm prepared for this. Okay, yeah, let it go. Oh my gosh, it got so much better when I relaxed into that moment. Life gets better when we relax into the moment. It does. And so I don't need to carry that regimented musician from the past with me any longer. And you know what had happened in rehearsal this morning? There was a point at which we were rehearsing, and Fran was playing a part of the song, and I just started humming along to it, and she stopped. She said, do you realize what you were just doing? I said, yeah, I do. And I said, because I'm giving over to it. Why hold on? Why hold on? So, where am I? Yes, I'm right here. Today's talk I've called Extending the Edge. And it was actually the talk title was inspired by something that I heard the other night. I was on a conference call with Reverend Mark Anthony Lord, who he started the Bodhi Center in Chicago, and he has since moved on and has his own ministry now, doing some other stuff. But he said something about pushing up against the edge the other night, right at the end of our call. And I just thought, that's what I needed to hear. That's what I needed to hear. Because here's what that's all about. That regimented place that I was in, that was my comfort zone. Sometimes we need to extend the edge of our comfort zone. And that's how love and law works. The more we give in to love, the more we extend the edge of our comfort zone, because we can live in pure faith that we are fully supported by that infinite creative energy. And that the law will take care of itself. We don't have to get involved in it. It will take care of itself. So I was living in a particular fashion where I was up against my level of comfort. Ooh. And I met it with trepidation, right? The trepidation gave way to trust. I met with resistance, the edge of my comfort zone, but I had to let it go. The only way to move through it, is to press against it. Because you will always be stopped unless you press against the edge of your comfort zone. It will always stop you. Oh, what is the fear? What is the fear? Just check in. What is the fear about moving past? Do you fear failure? Do you fear, do you have the fear that you're going to mess your life up? I lived in that for a long time. Here's the great news. If we truly believe the philosophy we teach, which is love and law, love points the way, the law makes the way possible, right? If love points the way and the law is making it possible, and we say, oh, wait, put the brakes on because that's not what I wanted, that's not what I really expected, guess what? Stand up, step into love, point a new direction. This is the opportunity we have at all times. But sometimes we get onto this track and we think, well, the road behind us is the thing that got us to this point, so we have to stay on this road. No. Turn the corner. Find something new. Go a new direction. Love points the way, yes, but we are the embodiment of love, so it is us who are pointing the way at all times. We create the path in front of us. It is not a regimented thing that is there and we must follow it. It is not. Life gets bigger. Life gets more expansive. Life gets more fun when we take those risks and step up and press against the edge of our comfort zone. Oh, I think everybody's depressed now. Like, oh gosh. Like, when you speak truth and you're like, oh, what am I going to do about this? Our lives are the activity of universal spirit. The topic today, thank you for bringing it up, is we believe that the universal spirit, which is God, good, whatever you want to call it, the infinite constructive, loving energy, it goes by many names, but it is simply that. It is that which is creative in our lives. There is no man out there, and I do say man out there because many people come to this idea that God is a man sitting on a cloud in the sky with a long white beard. That does not exist. There's nothing except the allness, and that is what God is. We're all part of it. Every single one of us is a part of this infinite whole. And so every single one of us is part of this creative energy. And we can move forward from that perspective. So we believe, this is what we teach in this philosophy. We believe that the universal spirit, which is God, operates through a universal mind. That sounded very like Southern Baptist, didn't it? It operates through a universal mind. Right? That universal mind is the law of God. That is the law of God. So we believe in love and law. Going back to Lena's beautiful expression. Let us take to heart, because I've talked about a couple of things today. Let us take to heart that we should engage in learning the technique to utilize this loving presence for our good in the most efficient manner we can. Let us take that to heart right here, right now, in this moment. Let us take it to heart so that as we step into it, we can now learn to forget it, let it all go, and live in faith, live in trust. Because once you embody a technique, it becomes a part of who you are. And you cannot help but move forward from that perspective. Dancers must learn technique to be a dancer. You must learn technique, because if I tell you, if you got, and just because it's seasonal, if you got out and tried to dance the Nutcracker, you would hurt yourself if you had not developed the technique. Develop the technique of spiritual mind treatment, of affirmative prayer, of whatever it is you want to call it. Develop the technique of whatever spiritual practice resonates with you. Develop the technique of that spiritual practice, and you cannot get hurt. See? You can't get hurt if you're engaged in that spiritual practice from the point of view of love. So engage in that technique. Ernest Holmes says, we must forget everything we think we know. We must forget everything we think we know, and let our word be spoken with a deep inner realization of love, beauty, peace, poise, power, and of the great presence of life at the point of our own consciousness. We must let go of everything. Speak with authority, because as I have said many weeks in a row now, each and every one of us are spiritual giants. We cannot be anything but spiritual giants because we are 100% spirit. 100%. There is no separation. We are spirit. We are pure, pure spirit. And so we must forget everything we think we know and let our word be spoken from that point of view. When we speak from that point of view, we speak only through the realization of love. We speak only through the realization of peace, of beauty, of poise, and of power. You want power in your life? Be the power that you inherently are. And that does not mean that you overpower anyone else. See, there's a difference. You can step up into the power that you are without diminishing anyone else. I see a lot of people trying to step into power and diminish others. I don't subscribe to that notion. I step into my power and trust that as I step into my power, I recognize the power in every single person around me because we are all one thing. We're all spirit. We're all the whole, expressed, individualized. So what limitation will you press against today? Let this be how you move forward from this time and this place today, because there are better days. There are better days. They are assured. They are guaranteed, those better days. But they are guaranteed because we remember who we are. And we approach life from that perspective of love only. Forgive everything. That's the past. Let it go. Forgive everything. Remember who you are. Your limitations, let them be met with love. Let those limitations be met with love. And then gently send them on their way. Because in love, all things are possible. All things are possible. That's it. Namaste. I'm going to invite us to take out whatever it is we're offering the center today in terms of a financial contribution, our tithe, our investment in this spiritual consciousness, this spiritual center. And remember that this is a representation of your own spiritual center that is simply being circulated in the larger sense through this time and this space for the good of each and every one of us. Hold this in your hand. Recognize the energy that it is, because it is the power of the divine in form, as we all are. There's absolutely no separation. This is who and what we are. And so as we hold this, let us recite together the divine givingness affirmation. If you need reference, it is on your song sheet, the divine givingness affirmation. And really, let's allow it to not be recited by rote. Let us give in to the energy of what these words are truly saying. Here we go. Divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, prosper, and bless. It is evidence of my conviction that spirit is the source and substance of my supply. I joyously contribute to the vision of my spiritual center, knowing that it returns to me multiplied abundantly. And so as the baskets go around, we're going to be singing, "Thank you for this day." We need some instrumentation. Rebecca, we have no instruments. There we go.
Thank you.
There we go. This is very simple. You'll catch on. Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day. Sing that.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day, Spirit. Thank you for this day.
Thank you for this day,
my friends. Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
Thank you for my friends, Spirit. Thank you for my friends.
My beautiful, my beautiful, my beautiful 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 friends.
So I forget who's doing what now. I'm going to have Karen and Linda come up here with the offering. Thank you so much. Love Lena do a blessing over this offering.
Right here, right now, saying thank you for your gifts to our center, that it thrives and continues, that we're in community, and it is the best use for everyone's good, that we continue this community. It grows right here, right now. It's a good feeling of giving and receiving, and may it come back to you tenfold. Thank you for all your gifts right here, right now. I let it go, I let it be so, and together we say, and so it is.
All right, I need to know what we're thinking now. Jackie, what are we thinking? The weather. We're going to thank Spirit for the weather. Here we go. Thank you for this weather, Spirit. Thank you for this weather.
Thank you for this weather, Spirit. Thank you for this weather.
Thank you for this weather, Spirit. Thank you for this weather.
Thank you for this weather, Spirit. Thank you for
Ready for this?
weather.
This rejuvenating, rejuvenating, rejuvenating weather.
Rejuvenating, rejuvenating, rejuvenating weather.
This rejuvenating, rejuvenating, rejuvenating weather.
Rejuvenating, rejuvenating, rejuvenating weather.
I said thank you,
Thank you,
thank you,
thank you,
thank you,
thank you, thank you.
thank you.
No, thank you.
All right. In your handout this morning, you should have received a prayer card. If you have something that you would like us to pray over, please go ahead and fill out that card. And as Helen lets us know what's happening here at the center, we will collect those and then we'll do a prayer over those. If you would mind, go ahead and collect them, please. Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, Helen, what's happening? This is Reverend Helen Bello, everyone.
Yay! And good morning to everyone online as well. First of all, I'd like to say thank you to everyone who came out and braved the weather on Thursday for our gala, and to everyone that helped put it all together. It was an incredible success on all levels.
Yeah.
So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes, 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 yes.
Our announcements. We have a holiday schedule happening because this Friday is our Candlelight Taizé service. It's a sung-through service of prayer and chanting and music. That starts at 7 o'clock here on Friday night. There will not be a service on Sunday, December 25th. I don't hear any, oh. How about a yay, I get to stay in my pajamas on a Sunday morning.
I was thinking it's going to be the
Wow.
first Sunday in probably a decade that I'm not getting up at 5 o'clock in the morning.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. It'll be the
I know.
first. Your cats will get you up.
Yeah, they will.
Yes, they will, as will mine. On Sunday, January 1st, 2017, woohoo, that will be our first Sunday celebration here of 2017. We are having a burning bowl ceremony where you can release what doesn't serve you and invite in what does serve you and the new and what you choose and envision for yourself. It's an incredible experience. So it involves fire, if that intrigues you at all.
Safely.
Safely,
yes.
safely.
Yes.
It involves flames.
It does. and we do have fire extinguishers around, so just
Oh, it'll
all
all
is
be
safe,
good.
all is
It's all
good.
Of course, always.
Yeah.
I would never expect anything other than safety.
Yeah. The other part of that is
Is?
Helen and I are each going to do a crock pot full of lentils that we're going to bring in to celebrate the new year,
I'm doing the vegan ones.
and I will do the non-vegan ones.
Do lentils
And-
have a significance?
Yes, they do.
Yes. Let me tell you a little story about the lentils. So some of you know this story because you've been to this woman's house on January 1st. A friend of mine always has an open house starting at midnight to midnight on January 1st, serving lentils. And it is, it started for her when she and her husband did not have 2 cents to rub together. They had 3 children, weren't sure how they were going to pay the rent. And her sister-in-law said, you need to eat lentils on January 1st. It'll expand your prosperity consciousness because lentils represent coin in the old days.
It's an Italian
So
tradition.
it's an Italian tradition. And ever since then, their prosperity has increased exponentially. And so they have held this open house ever since. So Jonathan and I, and a few others here, have experienced this. So we're stealing the tradition
Yes.
and offering it to all of you on Sunday. And so we'll be serving lentils to expand your prosperity consciousness
I have something
on
to say about
2017.
I have something to say about this, actually, that I was not expecting. So the last time we went, because they did not host it last year. Remember?
Yes, they did. It was
The year before. Oh, then some reason we didn't go last year. But the year before, oh, and now,
Yes.
that makes sense time-wise. So the last time I went was 3 years ago. Anyway, at that,
That's right.
at that particular event, she said to me, the next time you come, you're going to be bringing someone special in your life. I had not met Dane at that point. Here we are 2 years later, and I'm now married.
Yes. So
Here, what you put your mind on, you create. And that's the whole point.
That's the
Because
whole
here's the
point.
deal. It's not about the lentils.
It's not the power of the lentils?
It's about the belief about the lentils.
but if you believe what we say about the lentils, and so it is.
And so it is.
And besides, it's fun. It's
It
great to
is,
get
yeah.
together and share and have a bowl of lentils and, just
Yes,
fun for
indeed.
our community to experience.
So what else is happening?
Oh, yeah.
Not
so what
enough
else is
about
happening?
lentils.
Nothing else.
Lentils and the law.
That'll be Jonathan's next. That will be your top
That's going to be
title
my top
for
title on the first.
Okay, we have completely disintegrated here. A couple of other things. So we have a board meeting today at 12:45 upstairs if you would like to observe the meeting and experience the spiritual business of the center. We have meditation practice continuing at 6 p.m. on Wednesdays. You're welcome to come in and join in. We have our annual general meeting on February 5th, 2017. Very, very important to plan to attend the general meeting, annual general meeting, because that's where the business of the center for the year unfolds. And you will see the financials from this year and previous years, as well as what's coming up for next year. So, and we need you there. We need a certain number of people to, it's called quorum, to be able to vote in our new board. And if you're thinking or would like to or are interested in serving on our board, please speak to Jonathan or Jim behind the camera as well. Last thing, that man behind the camera, Jim, he needs a little bit of help back
Yes.
there. So if there's anyone interested in serving and helping Jim out on a Sunday with the camera, that would be very much appreciated. And that's it. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Thank you, Helen. I will take that back. I'm going to invite Sonia up with the prayer requests. And just as a reminder, if you are online with us, there is a form you can fill out there and know that your consciousness being impressed upon that form as you write out whatever it is that you're looking for is included within this experience as well. I will hold that, and if you would please.
Wonderful. Well, as we know, prayer is powerful and our community is powerful. So I invite us all to join together and perhaps even close our eyes in focus here today. And knowing that the power of a community that prays over the requests of its individual members is a community in prayer, is a community of oneness. And this divine energy that travels through our community of oneness sits within each and every one of us, in our cores, in our hearts, in our minds, in our thoughts, in our words, and in our actions. And knowing that intention is so powerful, we know that these requests sitting here today can be anyone's request and may have very well been ours at one time. And so whether this request for prayer that has been generated is around bringing more abundance and love and lentils into our life, more health, good weather, more love in relationships, close and family and intimate, and expressions of holiday love among those people around us that we're going to see next Sunday. And this expression of creativity, this work that is our life, this life that is our work, our spiritual humanness, our human spiritualness. It is divine, it is powerful, it is intentional. And so collectively, when we point our love and our thoughts and our prayer in a united direction, love prevails, wealth prevails, health prevails. We are creative human beings in that very expression. And so from this place of oneness, this gratitude for a community that makes it possible to share in prayer and to hear each other's prayers whenever they are needed, we move from this place of gratitude into releasing what we know is already done. This manifestation that we see all around us is powerful every day. And so from this point of release, we let it go. And knowing it is in good hands, in our divine law, together we say,
And so it is. Thank you. I'll hold on to those. Yep, thank you.
So I will take these each, and one by one, I will do my own prayer over them tomorrow, and then they go in the shredder. They go in the shredder because they're done. The healing has happened, so we don't need to hold on to it any longer. I want to let you know if you have something that you would like to work on with a practitioner. Our congregant practitioner today is Margaret Ann Snyder, and she will be available in the prayer room, which is just around the corner where the exit sign is, and you can meet with her following the celebration. But let's go ahead and take a breath right in this moment. Relaxing into the here and now. Relaxing into the knowing that we are the very expression of love. We are the delight of spirit, each and every one of us. We are spirit embodied. This is the truth. And we carry this with us from this time and this place into the next thing, into the next thing, into the next thing. For everywhere we are is holy.
Everywhere I am is holy ground.
embodied right here and now, living its life as our own, we individualize this infinite power. And for this, I am truly thankful. I live in deep gratitude for this, for the flow of spirit in my life and in the lives of every single person I encounter. I trust and know that we are each of us extending and impressing upon this law a new idea that presses up against that edge. And I trust in it, in its perfection, in its flow, in its perfect unfoldment. This is evolution, and I simply give in, letting go of anything from the past. I trust we all do this perfectly, easily, and effortlessly. For this knowledge, for this wisdom, for this insight, for this philosophy, for everything that has conspired to make this particular experience and expression of spirit happen right here and right now, I live in eternal gratitude. Grateful for every single person that has stepped up in service. Grateful for everyone who has decided to show up here today. I'm grateful for everyone who is experiencing this online today. I live in the faith of love. And so I extend my particular gratitude to Karen and Linda, our board members today, Sandra, our greeter, Marg in the bookstore, Lori and Carol for setting up, Lucy for cleaning up today after service, Rebecca on sound, Jim and Sharose on our webcasts. I'm deeply grateful for this entire music team. I live in gratitude for the services of our practitioners today, our congregant practitioner, Margaret Ann, our meditation practitioner, Sonia Byrne, and our lead practitioner today, Lena DeSanto. For their consciousness, their high watch, I live in eternal gratitude. And so with this understanding, I simply relax, release, let go, and allow. I let it be so, as together we say, and so it is. So we're going to end the day with a seasonal favorite, Winter Wonderland. You guys ready? Sing along. The lyrics are on your song sheet. Ready? Okay. Feel free to stand and enjoy the